my act with my boyfriend's act. The first part, this is like very personal to me. And I know a lot of the pledges and y'all might not know me, and that really sucks because AP is my family, but I haven't been around as much this semester because like I struggle with depression and anxiety, and it's been really bad this semester, but recently, I don't know, kind of a switch went off inside me where I'm like, I'm done with it. You know, like, I found freedom from like this sickness. I feel like it doesn't have to control me anymore. So I figured, what a better way to come back than to sing a song that's helped me through this. But a couple days ago, Logan and I got sick, and now I don't have a voice, but the song's about perseverance, so I'm going to sing it anyway. Swim.
2 pieces of the hardest times of my life. All the neighbors heard were shouting. They were hearing dishes and vases shatter against the kitchen wall, sounding off like tiny atomic bombs in our own private war. You were screaming all the reasons why we were finished. You listed in order how even when we first met, we had a shelf life, an expiration date of 9 months, 17 days, and 46 minutes. As you caught your breath, tired but refreshed and now weightless from the words that were weighing you down, I began to scream back about how you were wrong, about how you were pulling the plug, and while you were still breathing, how you were jumping before the building collapsed. As we stood in the kitchen, standing on the shards of broken plates and destroyed trinkets, I closed my eyes and shouted, "This is what falling out of love sounds like!" And as you turned to walk away, I saw you wipe a solitary tear from your eye. I watched you close your eyes and walk out the door, and in that moment, I saw the gates of heaven slam shut, locking behind themselves. I felt myself being pulled from present to past tense. I ran to the window to let the hurricane in my throat out. I snatched it open, but the words wouldn't come. That's called a break. This is much more personal, and thank you for listening. A letter to you. For 4 years, I gave you everything I had. What was mine was yours, and everything you asked me for, I gave you. In return, you gave me this disease, a sickness I'll carry with me. You cut a scarlet letter from the finest cloth a $10 high could afford and pinned it to my chest to now announce that I was yours. Listening to your advice, I became what I always hated. I became a living embodiment of deceit, betrayal, and my body became a temple of lies. I was warned by the people I trusted most, that loved me the most. But I let you into my head and my heart, and you convinced me that you loved me. You told me that you were all I wanted, and whenever I needed you to make a few calls, and I would fucking find you. You told me I wasn't alone, and no matter how bad I felt, you would lift me up. Oxy, you took me in. You introduced me to your family, but also swore I was safe. Your sister, Lord Tab, told me I was fine. Mother Morphine filled me with a false confidence that I wasn't born with. Oxy, I haven't seen you or your family in a year and 4 months. If you don't mind, I have a few questions I'd like to ask. One, where the hell were you last summer when I was constantly in the floor of my bedroom, pouring out sweat and freezing cold? 2, when I was slumped over the toilet, vomiting every memory of you out, where were you? Why weren't you there with a glass of water? 3, if you were always there for me, why weren't you holding my hand when I told my family that I had a fucking problem? 4, why the fuck was I willing to die for you when all you did was wreck me and fill my head with lies? Oxycodone. I know you thought I'd come back when my dad died, but I refused to let him down again. Oxy, I know you're busy with more lives to ruin, but let me leave you with a parting message. Fuck you. Once sincerely yours, Zach.